should be super excited because
oh my gosh,
it's your group.
Who is that on screen on the left side of the screen? That's literally our sister team. That's Gaia right there on screen with Senkon, Devade, Luckyo, Mimi, and Onion. I don't know who's playing today, but I'm really excited to see what they will get up to. I've been really following their journey very closely ever since like they started out. I was like there helping them like with tryouts, and like I was like there with counseling. Really awesome. Really love to see what they're gonna do today.
Full transparency, I was partially excited. I know you were probably just thrilled, just having to see Gaia on the board. Low battery, real quickly here. This is actually just a collection team. This is just one member out of low battery, and then 4 members from Tasteless there being the group, but being this group, and that's what they're playing against. That's what Gaia's playing against. And I know Cakes, I know you're a free flow fame, and you just seen your sister team being able to participate in SOS. I imagine is just an awesome feeling to see.
Yeah, it's definitely an awesome feeling. I've known how hard they've practiced and how much work they like put into their play, and like every single time they like VOD review and they like just go over games, like I've seen like the passion and like the work that they put in. So I'm honestly really excited to see like what they get up to in this match. Like will their practice like shine, and will we see like maybe like a swift like 2-0? Will it be like really challenging for them? Like low battery could really like pull out all the stops and like make it real hard. Honestly, low battery could even win. I really just want to see where this goes.
You know what? I was gonna say we gotta show our love for everybody as well, and especially I know for guys as well. And I'll probably be asking you a couple of perspectives throughout as we're about to load right away here. I mean, I feel like this is a very silly question, but anything that strikes out to you here as we're loading into game 1 in Ramen? Hold on that.
Yeah, I was wondering. We may or may not have the wrong players right now on each team. It's like, this doesn't look exactly right, but I'm not sure.
You're right to know. Your knowledge just expands so much, and I think all of us were just looking at it as like, wait, something seems severely wrong here with. With the lobby, it gives you some time. To pretty much catch up. And I think, and you mentioned you just want to see obviously how both teams perform. I imagine, especially being from the sister team. I think I don't know coaching perspective or just from a fan perspective how you want to see Gaia, but I assume there's both feelings are in place. Like you want to see how obviously your sister team does, but you also want to see how if Flow Better can do their part today.
Yeah, definitely. I really wanted to like note out that even though like the players are wrong, we saw like both a wiper on both teams. Really like I was surprised because I was like, Mimi's on wiper, but Mimi's on the wrong team. But then low battery also has a wiper, so it's like the comp was still the same because they both had their wiper still. Like I wasn't ready for that. But we're heading back into it, and hopefully this time with the proper teams.
And I think we probably will be seeing the proper teams here eventually here as we about to queue in. And what I was going to go ask the original question for you is, what strikes out to you from here?
Honestly, I'm interested in this Flux. Some people might know me as like I used to be like the Flux person. I'm not that good at Flux anymore, so I don't know. But I'm really interested to see what this Flux can do. We have Torpedo Booyah, and honestly, like it's a kit with a lot of potential on a map that's like pretty good for Flux. Like I really want to see how low battery can put the Flux into use.
That's always one of the more exciting ones. It's actually probably the first time I've seen this specific Flux kit in quite some time. So I want to see if that can deliver the value that it needs. As Gaia able to wrestle that one back here, they're able to get both tabs of the zone, and that is, I believe, that is going to be the Splat Duel. He's able to get a few there. Otwin's about to roll right into this one. Ninja is able to move forward, excuse me, there, and be able to paint through that zone. The wiper being used from low battery. Both teams have gotten caps of the point here so far, and both teams are still trying to find a way to take advantage. Triptrix immediately burned into the zone all at the same time, but it gets painted over by low battery, and low battery is still firmly held onto the zone for now. They will get the lead, but Ninja's ultimate has also been neutralized. This might be a chance for them to strike back, but both teams have been trading blow for blow so far.
Yeah, and we can see Beskal on the 52 absolutely on a rampage, getting a triple kill with this flow aura. And honestly, Gaia's gonna have some trouble dealing with this 52. We're really gonna have to stop them in their tracks, or else once they get in, nobody can really deal with them except for the decav. Speaking of the decav, Mimi goes down, but we have Senkon on this glass, setting up and really creating an opportunity for the rest of their teammates to like get ready to go in and set up in their base. We have strikes on the side of Gaia and a Booyah and Hammer from the side of low battery. A lot of specials coming out, so I really want to see blue specials start to come out on top here.
Yeah, I want to see who definitely comes on top, especially with the special usage. But so far, low battery's down on 2. Make that 3. It's just a 52. That's Besco's weapon being available. But that is going to be a lot of control from Gaia, and Gaia might be understanding this real quickly. Everybody's just trying to move up without any paint support whatsoever, and Gaia is going to get the KO to kick off the best of 3. And Gaia taking home game 1. Back and forth start, but Gaia put down the clamps on low battery, and as hey, that's the first win out of round 2.
Yeah, Gaia really putting their foot down and saying, warmth is over, I'm ready to win now. And really showing them, yeah, you cannot just use your 52 to walk all over a team and create, like, advantageous positions. But, I don't know. I think looking at this replay here, there was, like, a lot of really scary moments, especially, like, on the side of Gaia, like, being really low in, like, 1v1s with, like, the Gal, and the Gal just holding, like, a lot of attention and space, like, off of the side of low battery. I'm really hoping that low battery will be able to use that attention and space that the Gal can hold and make some plays off of it in the upcoming games.
Museum de Alfonsino Rainmaker is that game too, but Besco, during the few shots that we saw, Besco was almost cooking with that 52, almost really trying to do their part to put Gaia away and put low battery into a full charge there, but low battery wasn't able to do just that. So I think I wouldn't be shocked if Besco, from Gaia's perspective, Cakes becomes priority number 1. That was the 52 Gal player in question. So
yeah,
wanting to see how they make those adjustments coming into game 2 of Museum Rainmaker.
And speaking more on 52 Gal, I feel like it's also like up there in like the realm of like leader and roller, and how like the way you have to change, like the way you have to play the game, like kind of changes, not to the same extent of like a roller or a leader, but I feel like you definitely need to like put more emphasis and thought into what are you going to do and how are you going to deal with this 52 Gal, because the 52 Gal, like once it gets in, and that's really scary. That swift 2-shot, the insane shooter mobility, the splash wall to like keep you out, and the whales to just put chip damage on you and like force you to move. So a really scary combination, and if you're not on your P's and Q's the whole time about it, it can cause a real problem for your team.
And if Guy does not keep that in check, that could spell another game 3 coming into game 2. So that's probably, I'd imagine that'd be the first thing they want to keep eyes on as we're about to load right into this Rainmaker map. We will soon eventually load into Rainmaker. Rainmaker will eventually load itself in. One of those two will be correct. Senkon, okay, there's just a whole variety of weapon changes here across the board. Blue Dapples and Reub's away from the Reflux over to the Vanilla Wiper as well. And I mean, there's a whole host of different weapon changes from Gaia's perspective here, Cakes.
Yeah, Gaia being originally a team that you would see Senkon on Rapid a whole lot, and we're seeing the Rapid in a new evolution with double cooler with Red Dapple and cooler Rapid. So a double cooler comp on Rainmaker, you gotta really be careful about just getting ran down. Double cooler comps, like no matter how much like the enemy team like gets like picks on you, it doesn't really matter as long as you're dying with that cooler. You're really gonna have to find your openings as best as you can to make a play and to get points on the board.
Yeah, right now Senkon already gained the first checkpoint for the team, and Gaia kind of got stuck where it stands, but they are winning so many fights right away. They did trade 2 there on Senkon and Mimi, both dropping right there. Low battery is going to be able to get back to the Rainmaker. I believe they're going to pop this one. The question is, are they going to pick this one up? There's still Gaia that's looming large, as the Rainmaker has also been burned. The Rainmaker dropped to lower ground as well. Reub gets the train on Aquas. It's kind of turning into a brawl across the map, and it ends with Besco somehow evading beating one of the members, but there they go. Excuse me, as it is turning to two members dropping for low battery. Gaia's putting down the clamps on the low battery right now. There's Rainmaker down to the lower ground. This will be Gaia's chance to pick it up and get points.
Yeah, and we're really seeing like extended fights coming out here because of this double cooler off Gaia's side. We're really seeing Suncon go in and make sure to prioritize getting that cooler just to make sure that even if they die with that Rainmaker, they'll be back fast and getting picked off very swiftly by Besco on the blue Dapple Doolies. But we have the Flow Aura, we have the Reef Slider. We might see a play from Besco with this slider. It goes in, it finds no picks, but it does a lot of damage. But we're not seeing any follow-up off of this slider. We need to see this follow-up for this double cooler comp. You can't just let them set up. You can't let them have the space.
Yeah, re-up. I think there were several opportunities there with a couple members that have dropped on in front of them, and they just weren't able to take advantage. They were so close to hitting the checkpoint too with the way they were moving, but looks like low battery's gonna have to give up ground, get themselves repositioned once again here. About 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go on the clock. And right now, there's a restart that has been burned by Besco. They're trying to swim right forward. They're all gonna get eliminated, as it's gonna be one down and it's two down across the base. And Cakes, it's gonna be Gaia. They've already raided into low battery's territory here, and it's just a splash that drops, and things are looking a little dire here as Gaia's just moving right up front. The Rainmaker shot gets one more. Pilot has dropped on top of it, but Besco able to keep the game alive for them right now, as I imagine the restart is going to get used to pressure them out, but caught into the blaster direct, and Gaia's running this to 18 points remaining here. And Cakes, this is looking very solid for Gaia with all the fight that is happening right near low battery's territory.
Yes, Keelan, most definitely. We're seeing the fact that Gaia was 2 down and had to back up, but instantly all regrouped and came back, and that's that double cooler. But Besco not even caring about the double cooler.
Wow.
Just absolutely running forward and just finding 3 picks. I don't care about your double cooler. We're going to take this space and we're going to get this checkpoint, and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, a DC from the side of Gaia. That is not what you want to see, especially when you're in this winning position. But I don't know. They still have their double cooler. I wouldn't put it past them to still be able to be in this fight. You're really going to have to put your best foot forward, though, as 2 members go down, 3 members, and that's a wipeout on the side of Gaia and coming back, and Suncon coming back, stopping the Rainmaker in its tracks, but the damage hasn't done. How are we going to get to 7 points? They have 4 up, and there's only a minute left. What can they do, Keon?
Yeah, 50 seconds, and I think in a perma 1 down situation there, you have to be able to single out a lot of members in separated fights effectively, as the restart is going to get canceled. So as you noted before, double cooler you definitely can't rule out, but they've also lost 1 on top of it. That's 3 members, by the way, dropped. Where did they go down to? I think that was Sencon that might have gone a few. Now they're just trying to move forward. They're trying to see if they can break through, but the Rainmaker has been dropped, as Sencon has dropped in front of them, and there's Gaia. They're trying to see if they can play heroics for Gaia. They're able to win 1, but the Rainmaker has been picked up, and they're dropped down to lower ground, and this is Gaia. They've lost 2 there. Now they will pick up this Rainmaker for overtime. They have picked up the cooler there. Sencon gonna be the one on Rainmaker duties the rest of the way, as we're about to be approaching OT guaranteed. Here is the Rainmaker shots being thrown across the spinner there. Besco using this restart to see if they can get a pick. As they are able to be very ninja-like, I will say, gain a few down as 2 couple members have dropped. Re-up, by the way, looking for the possible flank from that left side and side there. They're kind of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. Re-up has that wiper down in lower ground, and they're throwing the Ultra Stamp. They have put the Rainmaker stuck in a rough corner, and low battery is about to take them out. And it was a valiant effort there, Cakes, on the perma 1 down situation with the DC, but Gaia wasn't able to wrestle it back. We go to game 3, tied up 1-1.
Yeah, definitely like not a situation you want to find yourself in, especially because the big weakness of double cooler is you have 1 less playmaking special. 1 less special that will just like destroy the enemy team. 1 less special that'll play for space. 1 less special that will just like be a game changer because you're giving another slot of your special to cooler. A really interesting comp that we saw, but just not something that you can make work when you're in a 1 down situation permanently.
I
But
gotta
coming
give.
up, oh, you first.
Then I was gonna say I gotta give a lot of props to Gaia though, with almost running that one back on that perma one down situation or there, despite giving up the lead. Like they got a critical triple there. I think had Senkon pretty much stayed alive for about a few more seconds, we could have been talking about Gaia winning game 2. But as you noted, it's just tough to overcome a perma one down situation when it occurs.
Yeah, definitely. I think the nerves of having a disconnect really like eats at you very quickly, especially when you're in a winning situation and then you're instantly losing. You get like really antsy and you need to like make a play happen even though you don't. I just think if we can like calm down just a little bit more and just reassess the situation and go when we have the opportunity to go, I think they probably could have won that match. But I don't know. We might see some comp changes for Mako Mart, or we might go back to what we were playing for zones on Ramen. I'm not too sure on like the direction that either team will go.
Especially in a best of 3, where your only read is basically the first 2 maps. There's a lot of flexibility that's in play here, and Gaia could definitely try to change things up if they feel like it makes sense to in zones. You could also see Besco, which, by the way, Besco from low battery cakes went from the 52 to the blue dapples, which the fact that Besco was able to do their more blue dapples means that is definitely a very worrying enemy to worry about if you're from Gaia's perspective. But I know for low battery, they're gonna be like, we gotta get Besco cooking here and see if we can do their part to help them out. See, there's that blue devils. It's probably been their best weapon so far in this best of 3. Mimi is on that wiper. Senkon, by the way, on the pencil leading into this one. So several weapon changes here from Gaia cakes as we're about to load into Mako zones.
Yeah, the tried and true pencil on Mako zones, and honestly, I'm a little worried about the pencil swap. We're already getting cooler, which is good, but the enemy team is comprised of all short-range weapons. There's no midlines, and I'm really worried that absolute speed and just swiftness that like short-range weapons can like boast will be hard to deal with like a wiper and a pen and like a bucket. We're really gonna have to see our dually like move and hold up some of the slack, but Mimi just not even caring and lobbing that hammer and just making sure for me to eat my words, and Senkon holding the space, and well, Besco coming in and denying every opportunity that they're looking for.
I think Mimi may have heard your words from just telepathically on the other side the entire time, as it looks like Besco's able to get the pick there onto the dualies. That's also 2 members that have dropped. This is going to for sure be a zone flip on the other direction, but 10 points remaining is the score for Gaia. Now this is zones, so a lot of things can basically happen here, but low battery pretty much down 2 right away. They're just going to have to retain control for as much as they can, especially with the crowd that's being used by Ninja, but they're also losing several members in the fight, so don't be shocked if there is a zone swap here. But Guy is able to hold off a lot of the short-range weapons very well here, Cakes, as we're potentially about to see a zone swap maybe anytime soon.
Yeah, definitely. I think Mimi on the wiper just being expertly able to skirt around the map and have more range than every other weapon on their team except the other wiper is like really doing a good job at keeping the rest of the enemies away and forcing them to look at her and take attention so that Onion on this bucket can come in and clean up kills. Speaking of cleaning up kills, Pilot on this Tri-Slosher expertly commanding the attention so that the rest of their team can come in and swoop in and get these kills, putting them back firmly into the possession of the zone. We're coming up on this cooler and we're really making sure that we get it before our team goes too many down, but as I say that, we go 2 down and there's nobody there to get the cooler. This could be a hard, like, push back in for low battery with a slower cooler than usual. That's not what you want to see.
I was about to ask you, as Gaia might be looking for the KO here soon, from the perspective of low battery, with these 4 short-range weapons, what do they need to do this time to see if they can to come back here? Because that points are taken down quick.
They definitely need to do their best to keep all the rushing people out of their face and definitely prioritize and play for their specials. You certainly want your wiper to command some space while you can get, well, Besco with this reef slider to get onto the zone and expertly neutral it, just like that. But with all that being said, even with the plan put in action, it just wasn't enough. And Gaia just being able to hang back and be like, I know what you need to play for, I know what you want to do, and I'm not gonna give it to you. Allowing them to burn their specials and play in poor spots so that they can just swoop in and just defeat them as quickly as possible to flip back the zone and take the game.
That's a good thing that you noted too, with the 4 very short-range weapons here. I was about to get the replay here soon. I think you were going to allude to the point that yes, you definitely need to play for your specials. There also wasn't much time left on the clock, so as you know, the Reef Slider from Besco was sort of expertly neutralized. But if I saw that closely, the Slosher Aquars in this case was able to break free as well and got a few. So it kind of opened the door for Gaia for Gaia to take that one home. And if I'm reading my set correctly from the grid, Gaia has won 2 sets so far. Just one more round 3 match for Zaza. I speak to you as a person who has watched your sister team play. How'd you feel seeing that Gaia performance unfold?
Honestly, that was, I'd say if there wasn't a DC that happened, I'd say Masterclass. I don't think the DC was their fault, per se, but yep. I think they put on a really good show. They kept command of the game very strongly. Even when losing the control of the objective, they were still able to be very commanding and dictating the pace of the game very, like, well. I think if they keep this pace in the tournament going forward, like, we could see like a contender for a high placement later in the event.
And that's always going to be fun to see. Of course, low battery going down 1-2. That they've also lost 0-2 to Zaza as well, so they're down to 0-2. But I mean, honestly, a lot of great things from low battery as well. Their cakes with Besco really doing their part to bring their team back into it. They were almost working pretty well off of what Besco can provide, but unfortunately, things going down, things basically falling apart around them was just happening too quickly. So that was just that's just the unfortunate thing there that we saw cakes.